Welcome to another exclusive round of webinars with Gyanberry. Today we have with us Brunel University from UK. So along with Gyanberry and Brunel, today we'll be having the presentation. We have Mr. Martin Matinga from the International Department with us, who will be taking us all through the presentation. And of course, myself, Pranali Damankar, I am part of Gyanberry, who will be hosting the webinar for you. So obviously, I won't take much of time in terms of letting you all know what are our services to our students, but just to make it small and short, we provide one-on-one personalized assistance and guidance throughout the admission process. Our assistance is free of charge. And of course, the students only have to pay for the application fee to the university. We also have another product, which is Super Mentor. Some of you who have already gone to our website can already see the service, which is Super Mentor, which is basically one-on-one mentoring from senior students of the university. So students who want to know what exactly or what happens in the university academic, they can connect with these super mentors and hear from them. The entire presentation of the university is going to be for 30 minutes, followed by the Q&A, which will be for 20 to 25 minutes. So overall, it's going to be a 60-minute webinar for today. So students and parents who are attending today, please feel free to ask as many as questions to our university delegate, Mr. Martin, who is here to going to take through the presentation and help us, I think, answer all the Q&As. So over to you, Martin.
Thank you very much, Pranali, and thank you everyone for joining the session today. Thank you for having me as well. As Pranali mentioned, my name is Martin Matienga. I'm the International Officer at Brunel University, London, and I'll be delivering the presentation for you today. So what I'll do is I'll just give me one moment just to share my screen and to share the presentation. Okay, so I hope you can all now see that. Pranali, I can see you, so you're able to just nod your head if you can see the presentation.
Yes, I can see the presentation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so as I mentioned, my name is Martin Matienga, and I'll be delivering the presentation on Brunel University, London. So what we'll be covering today, so we'll have a look at the history and unique selling points of Brunel University. We'll also look at the accreditations and rankings, because it's quite important to know exactly where Brunel is ranked against other competitors and other UK universities, as well as other universities around the world as well. We'll also have a brief look at the location and being in London, what that means for our students, and also look at the campus and facilities, because obviously it's quite important to know exactly how you can benefit from studying at Brunel and what facilities will be available to you as a student. We'll of course look at the courses and requirements as well, so you have an understanding of exactly what we're offering and what you can study at Brunel, exactly what's required of you as a student that's potentially applying to Brunel. We'll also dive into our work placements. So just to define work placements, so this is basically when our students, as part of their course, will take a year out to work in a company either in the UK or overseas, just depending on where they can secure their work placements. The work placement is just basically an internship where you basically work for a year, and they're normally paid placements as well. So it's a really added advantage that we have on our courses. We'll also have a look at scholarships. Obviously, money is quite important, and you want to make sure that you're getting sort of return on investment. So we'll have a look at scholarships and to see what we have on offer to our students as well. So just to have a brief look at the history of Brunel and why we're different. So we were founded in 1966 as a campus-based university. We offer a wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate courses, as well as research opportunities at Brunel. Our mission is to combine academic rigor with practical, entrepreneurial, and imaginative approach. So we really welcome all students to use their imagination, any entrepreneurship skills that they want to develop. It's always encouraged at Brunel by our lecturers and also just by staff in general. So we were founded by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, who was a famous English civil engineer as well. So we were formally founded as an engineering university at first. So that's why we have quite a few specializations in engineering programs at Brunel. We're very proud of our history as well. And just have a quick look at some of the rankings and recognitions that we have. So in terms of the QS World Rankings, we're ranked 42nd in the UK. So this is this year's ranking 2021, and also ranked 43rd in the UK by Times Higher Education as well. Our most important ranking that we are very proud of is to be ranked 28th in the world for international outlook, which is a really good indicator of how diverse the university is and how welcome it is to international students, staff, and anyone just coming to the UK to see the university. Also ranked 20th in the UK for impact by Times Higher Education, which is quite important because we made a positive impact in the UK as well. And then below you can see some of these subject rankings. So for example, such as aerospace engineering, creative writing. So it's quite important to have a look at these rankings as well when you're looking through your courses. Some important rankings just to point out just at the bottom. So our business school, which we're really proud of, has got double accreditation. So it's AMBA and AACSB accredited, which is really important for one of our courses and important for any students that are interested in studying business at Brunel. And then just to sort of continue on the accreditation. So here you can see some of the accreditations that we have. So for example, we're accredited with the Health and Care Professionals Council. Also accredited, as I mentioned, AMBA accreditation, ACSB accredited. We also have CIMA accreditation, as well as Engineering Council accredited degrees. So it's really important when you're looking at degrees because it sort of helps you to have a think about what you want to do after you've completed your studies. So if you want to complete a professional course, having studied an accredited program, that would give you exemptions in some of the professional courses that you might want to pursue. So for example, if you're studying marketing, having the accreditation that we have with the Chartered Institute of Marketing will give you a few exemptions if you want to maybe study one of their professional level courses. And then in terms of the campus, so we're one single-based campus, as I mentioned earlier. So we have over 4,500 rooms available on campus. And accommodation is always guaranteed for international students and for the duration of your program. So once you've made your application for accommodation, you'd be guaranteed a room. It's always best to try apply as soon as you can, so you make sure you guarantee the type of room that you want. We do offer 3 different types of rooms. So we have ensuite rooms, standard rooms, and studio apartments as well. With the standard rooms, these are just your typical rooms where you have your bed, your desk, your wardrobe, everything within one room. But with these ones, you would share the bathroom facilities and kitchen facilities. And then we have the ensuite rooms where you'd have the same facilities in your rooms. You'd have your bed, your desk, wardrobe for your clothes. But with these rooms, you'd have your own private bathroom and toilet, so you wouldn't have to share any of that. But you would normally share the kitchen with around 6 to 8 other students, which is quite typical for all UK universities. We do have the studio option room available as well. So if you prefer maybe not to share at all, then these rooms do include, as I mentioned, your bed, desk, wardrobe, but they also include your own private bathroom and your own kitchen as well. So it's pretty much everything within one single room and you don't have to share any facilities. So we do have those room options available as well. This is always guaranteed for the duration of your course, as long as you're an international student. As well as on campus, we have a mini supermarket, a 24-hour library available on campus. We have 24-hour security on site as well. That's always patrolling around the university to make sure everything is, everyone is safe on campus. We also have PC rooms and multi-faith prayer areas around the campus as well. For any people that sort of want to maybe use those facilities, they are available. We also have a medical center and pharmacy on campus, which is quite good and means you don't have to sort of leave the campus if you need to sort of seek any medical attention. We have lots of sports facilities as well, which has helped train hundreds of athletes who have participated in the Olympic and Paralympic Games as well. At the moment, we have athletes that have picked up around 26 medals, with athletes that have either studied at Brunel or used the facilities to train for the Games. As well as being in London, so we're located in a town called Uxbridge, which is about 15-minute car ride, if not less, from London Heathrow Airport. and as well as a 20-minute walk to the Uxbridge town from Brunel campus, and about 45 minutes to central London via the train, which in this case would be the Metropolitan line. Our students as well have secured placements with FTSE 100 companies, including HSBC, Unilever, and GSK as well. So it's quite important being in London because you have sort of access to lots of opportunities in terms of work, and also just having a good experience, because university at the end of the day is also an experience of where you want to be in a nice city where you can experience different cultures, and also secure good opportunities after you've completed your course or during your course as well. And I'll also mention this later on, but we do have access to an award-winning professional development center, which is basically our careers services team. So they assist students with finding jobs, either part-time jobs or graduate jobs, depending on what you're looking for. They also help you with securing your placements as well as part of your course, and also help you sort of develop any ideas that you have if you're maybe looking to go through the entrepreneurship route as well. But I'll give more detail on that later on in the presentation. And this is a typical London tube map. So once you're within London, or if you've maybe visited London, you might be familiar with this image. So this just basically shows you all the different train lines that you can take around London. And as I mentioned, Uxbridge is on the tube map. So we're mainly on the Metropolitan line, which is sort of West London. So you obviously use this map if you want to travel around London. And once you're a student abroad, you become very familiar with this. It might look confusing at first, but it's very easy to use once you're familiar with it. And this image is just to show you sort of an example of our campus. So it's a really large campus with lots of green spaces as well on campus. The different little hats, they show you some of the lecture centers as well. And the accommodation as well is based on campus. So for example, some of the accommodation is about a 5-minute walk to the lecture center and the library facilities. So it's really handy being on campus because you sort of helps you to sort of settle in a bit quicker if you maybe haven't been to the UK before. And some of the buildings, I hope you can see my cursor. So some of the buildings here is our large Brunel Business School. We have the Athletic Center, which is just here as well. And then it's sort of surrounded by accommodation in this area as well. So it's a really nice campus, and there's lots of green spaces I mentioned earlier for students to sit, and it's really nice to sit there in the summer as well. And we'll sort of dive into more of the facilities later on in the presentation. And I get a few more images. So my sort of top left here is the image of the library as well. As I mentioned, a few green spaces that are outside the library and outside the lecture center. Below that, we have an image of the athletic center, which we have on campus. As I mentioned, it's a really good athletic center, which has been used by lots of Olympic participants. In one of the images as well, you can see that Usain Bolt, who previously trained at Brunel, used to come quite frequently to use our athletic center, which he used to train for the London Olympic Games as well. At the bottom here, you can see an image of the lecture center, the Brunel Business School. So this is sort of one of the newest lecture centers that we have. And as well as being on campus, we have quite a few restaurants and cafes and coffee shops on campus that obviously students can use in between the lectures, or maybe on the weekends if they just want to maybe meet up with friends, or just have a catch up with family as well on campus. So there's a lot of places to eat and to socialize on campus. And then just a few more images of the facilities or sports facilities that we have on campus. We have the athletics track on the left-hand side here. We have a few tennis courts, green spaces which are used for football, for rugby, for hockey, field hockey as well. And these facilities can be used either socially or more competitively if you want to take part or be part of some of the Brunel sports teams. And then just to dive into some of our courses at Brunel. So the college is sort of split into three. So we have our College of Business, Arts and Social Sciences, which is mainly where the Brunel Business School courses are. We also have journalism, film and television studies located within this college, as well as including politics and history, theatre, digital media, psychology. So all those courses will be located within the College of Business, Arts and Social Sciences. And then the second college that we have is the College of Engineering, Design and Physical Sciences, where we have all the engineering programs with the design programs, environmental science, computer science, and mathematics programs as well. And then lastly, we have the College of Health and Life Sciences, where we have all the health programs, such as biomedical sciences, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, We also have the public health and health promotion programs that sit within this college. As well, in 2022, we'll be opening the brand new Brunel Medical School, which will sit in this college as well. So the first intake will be next year, September 2022. And at first, the first intake will be purely for international students. So only international students are allowed to apply for the Brunel Medical School. Some of the key courses as well that we do offer include, as mentioned, computer science, mechanical engineering, biomedical science. We have a very good business and management program as well, which is quite popular with students, as well as international business. Also, we offer law, as well as other programs such as marketing and digital marketing as well. So we have quite a wide range of programs that are available for students to study and to apply for as well. And then just a quick look into the Brunel Medical School. So in terms of the application process, so this can be done via UCAS and also through an agent link as well. So that can be done through any advisor that you might be using. So in this case, would be Gyanberry that you'll be using to help you with your application. As part of the process, it will include as well a multiple mini interview, which will normally be done by Skype as part of the application process. In terms of some of the entry requirements, so at A level, we normally require AAB in 3 A levels, including chemistry or biology. A second science as well, such as physics or mathematics, can be included. A third subject, such as general studies, wouldn't be accepted in this case. So it would have to be one of the other subjects that I mentioned. In terms of the IB score, normally we need a score of 33 points for this intake of September 2022. And this can be high level 6 and 5 in chemistry or biology, and a second science or mathematics. And then maybe if you maybe studied a degree before, you can apply if you already hold a degree, and you need to have a score of 2-1 in your degree to be able to apply for the program. And then there's sort of a brief outlook on the degrees from around the world that we accept. So US 3.3 GPA and Canada 3.0 as well. Then in terms of tuition fees, so this would need to be updated, but for next year, it would actually be 41,000 per year for the medical school. And we have around 60 places available for overseas students. So it's only open to overseas international students for the first intake. We do also have around 10 scholarships available, which are worth £30,000 that students can apply for as well if they're interested in studying the medical program. And then in terms of English language options as well, so normally this will be a requirement as far as the academic requirements for the programs that you're applying for. So we do accept IELTS, we accept Duolingo, we accept TOEFL, we accept Pearson tests as well. We do also offer an online Brunel English language test, which once you've got your offer to study from Brunel, you can sign up for. As well, we do also offer pre-sessional English courses while on campus and online. The students can also sign up for if they prefer to do that. Generally, in terms of the IELTS score, you generally need a score of either 6 overall or 6.5, depending on the program that you're applying for. And then you can see sort of the equivalences below. So in terms of you're doing an English language test at Brunel, you need a score of 60 if you need an IELTS 6, or 65 if you need an IELTS 6.5. And then below you can see the Duolingo scores that we normally need, either be 100 or 110. For TOEFL, it's either 79 or 92. And for Pearson, it's either 51 or 58, depending on the program that you're applying for. Generally, the business programs and law programs would normally be around, we need a requirement of around 6 in terms of IELTS. And then just to look into the career advantage that you can have with studying at Brunel. So for some of our programs, for anyone interested maybe in the postgraduate programs, we do have a 2-year option that's available and would include a placement year. So for all of our business courses at postgraduate level, they're either offered as a 1-year program or as a 2-year program if you'd want to complete a placement year. Some of the programs that we offered master's level include management, marketing, business finance, finance and investment, data science and analytics as well. So it's quite a wide range, and there's obviously more programs, but this is just some of the key ones that we just want to highlight here. And then in terms of the undergraduate options, so there is a placement on all undergraduate programs that are offered at Brunel. So they can be either studied as a 3-year program if you don't want to do the placement, or you can sign up for the 4-year option if you would like to complete a placement. And these services just on the right-hand side, so the job shop, careers, placements, graduate school employers, this all comes under the Professional Development Center, which assist you in applying for jobs, or just advise you in terms of any general career advice that you might need as well. So just to have a brief look at the Professional Development Center. So as I mentioned before, they are an award-winning team who've been offering student support with career guidance, entrepreneurship, and startup plans as well as support you with your work placement applications for any students that are interested in doing a placement. They also offer free modern languages course as well. So once you sign up to Brunel and you started your program, if you maybe decide that you want to complete or to learn another language, such as French, Mandarin, Arabic, or any other sort of foreign language, you can sign up for the free modern languages course. And there's no additional charge for these courses. And it'd really be an advantage as well to also have maybe a second or third language in terms of your CV and improving your profile if you're applying for jobs. Professional Development will also help with applying for part-time work and volunteering opportunities, as well as study abroad opportunities for any students that would like to maybe spend a couple of months abroad, maybe learning a new culture and also learning at a different university. So they can support you with those study abroad opportunities as well. And again, they also focus on employability skills and developing those skills for students that maybe previously might not have any previous work experience or are looking to apply for their first job. So they can support you in applying for jobs, and they normally host sessions as well where they'll run through practice interview sessions with you. They'll help you practice for any assessment days that you might have coming up if you maybe apply for a job and have been invited to an interview. They also advertise jobs through their own site as well, which is exclusively for Brunel students. So as well as advertising part-time jobs, they also advertise jobs for placement opportunities, as well as graduate opportunities. And as a Brunel student, you can use their service for up to 2 years after you graduate. So even after you've graduated and are still maybe looking for advice, you can sort of get in touch with the team and they can definitely help you with any questions that you might have. And the team as well was voted the 5th best university career service in the country in 2019 by the Student HUD survey. And as well, they received the Association of Graduate Careers Advisory Services Award for Excellence in Careers and Employability Service Engagement in 2020. So it's a really good team and really professional and welcoming to all our students that are interested in using their services. And below you can see some of the companies that they previously worked with and helped students to secure jobs with or placements with. So these include Barclays, HSBC, IBM, Land Rover, Jaguar. So they have really good connections with some of the key companies in the UK and worldwide as well. And then just sort of a look at scholarships. So our main international scholarship award is called the International Excellence Scholarship, and this is worth £6,000. So if you're applying for a 3-year program or 4-year program at undergraduate level, this is normally applied to each year of your study for a maximum of 3 years. So you'd receive £6,000 each year for a maximum of 3 years if you're awarded the award for an undergraduate program. If you're maybe looking to do a master's and you apply for the scholarship and are successful, then the £6,000 award will be applied to your first year of study. So for example, if you're in a 2-year program, which includes a placement year at master's level, then we apply to your first year where you pay the normal tuition fees. And then in your second year, if you're doing your placement, the placement fee is normally around £1,300. So you wouldn't pay the tuition fees as in your first year, which is why the award is only applied to your first year of study. And then for any students that are interested in doing an MBA at Brunel, there is a 6,500 MBA scholarship available to apply for as well, and details that can be found on the website. We also have a few automatic fee waiver awards that students would be automatically applied to their studies. So we have the Postgraduate Academic Excellence Scholarship, which normally if you've studied previously in the UK and maybe scored a certain first-class honours in your degree, then you'd automatically be given the 15% waiver. We also have a Brunel graduate discount, which is for any students who might have previously studied an undergraduate program at Brunel, so you'd automatically be given the 50% waiver as well. As well, this includes, we have a family discount and family alumni discount, which is a 10% waiver for any students that might have either a sibling or parent that has previously studied at Brunel. You'd be eligible for this scholarship as well. And then lastly, we have an early payment discount. So if you're able to pay your tuition fees upfront, then you would be eligible for this 2% waiver as well. And as mentioned, you can find a full list of scholarships that are available in the link there, because we do have other scholarships that are offered by the departments and colleges at Brunel. Then, so if you have any questions about Brunel, this is my colleague Gaith, who is the regional manager for the Middle East, and he would be your contact person if you have any sort of additional questions or just want to find out more about Brunel. And I'll also put my contact details in the chat in case you want to get in touch with me directly as well. So I think that's the end of my terms of the presentation. So it might be a bit earlier than 30 minutes, but I'm happy to take any questions now that we might have. So I'll stop sharing the screen and see.
So thank you so much, Martin. I think that brings us to the end of the session. I'm glad that you were able to join and guide our students. So thank you very much. Once again, take care and be safe. And thank you, students and parents, for joining today with us for the webinar. Before you go or leave the session, I just want you to just take 1 minute to give us a feedback for the poll so that it guides us and makes us easier to understand what better we can do or how we can improve our webinar. Thank you, Martin. Thank you so much for your
Thank you very much,
time.
and thank you very much for having me.
Take care.
Thank you.